Hey everyone, and welcome to my channel. I'm Nikki, and today's video I've got a Trader Joe's haul that I'm going to be going through. We got some new stuff I'm excited about, some of my staple items, which actually one specifically was the reason that we made a trip to Trader Joe's today. My favorite Thai wheat noodles, but we'll get to that. But if you enjoyed this video or find it helpful, please go ahead and give it a like and subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. And let's jump right in with produce. I track with WeightWatchers. I'll be sharing the WeightWatchers points for all of these items, and then I'll also pop the nutrition labels on the screen for items that have them. But we'll go ahead and start out with produce, which is pretty much all 0-point foods on WeightWatchers. When we first walked in, they had this giant thing of blueberries for $8, so I had to grab this because we just use blueberries a lot for yogurt bowls. I like to put them in. I also like to have pancakes and waffles and French toast with blueberries, and I've been making a lot of those things lately. So I thought that these would be nice to grab, especially that big of a container. We always get bananas for protein shakes for Adam to take to work for bowls of cereal, so just some regular bananas. Then I haven't gotten these in a long time. I used to always get these when we would go to Trader Joe's, but just some Brussels sprouts. I'm actually going to be making a specific bowl where I want to include the Brussels sprouts, so that's why I grabbed them this time. I really like them. I like the flavor and everything. I like incorporating them into meals. They just really make me feel bloated, so I'll take some Beano when we eat them. But I do think baking them in the oven helps, so that's what I will do with these. For that same bowl, I also needed sweet potatoes, so I just grabbed some regular sweet potatoes. I'll just wash these, chop them up, spray them with some nonstick olive oil spray, and then pick a seasoning to put on them, and then I'll roast them in the oven probably at the same time with the Brussels sprouts. And then with this much, this will definitely give me some leftovers, so I'll just put them in a container in the fridge. It's nice to be able to just reheat them in the air fryer and then turn them into like a breakfast bowl or something, or even like a burger bowl. It's just always nice to have some prepped sweet potatoes. So it never seems like that much when I get this, but this is gonna last me. It's gonna make so much roasted sweet potato just from these two. I just needed some regular onions that I got for different recipes. This is one of the items that I buy every time we go because I just incorporate onions into a bunch of different dishes, whether it's a veggie mix or a side dish with like green beans and mushrooms. I just really like having some onions on hand. So we didn't need red today, we just needed yellow, so that's what I got. I got some Cosmic Crisp apples, and they are giant. Actually, recently I found a new apple at my local farmer's market. It's called a rave apple, and it's a cross between a Honeycrisp and I can't remember what other apple he said, but it is so good. It's got a little bit of a sourness to it, and it's become another one of my favorites, but I did need a few more. I didn't get enough at the market this past weekend, so I got some Cosmic Crisp, and they are so big. This will be good for just after dinner when I have an apple, or sometimes I turn it into my dessert. I'll make it into like apple nachos or even like cinnamon apples that I put on yogurt. I've really been craving that lately. I wish it was faster to make, but I need to just prep a big batch of them so I have them ready in the fridge to add to yogurt bowls. So apples for that, those are 0 points. We needed some bell peppers, so specifically for a recipe I'm making, I needed green bell peppers. I also just got some yellow that I use for different dishes if I'm making like fajitas or something with taco meat, or also a veggie mix or something like that. I also grabbed some mushrooms, so these are 0 points on WeightWatchers. I really enjoy getting the fresh mushrooms like this and then cooking them either roasted in the oven or just on the stove mixed with some other veggies. I'm actually making a shaved steak, and I'll show that soon, but I want to do like green pepper, onion, and mushroom, and I'll probably just do a mix with all three, so that'll be really good using these white mushrooms. We always need zucchini, and I've mentioned that my garden has just not been successful with zucchini this year. I've gotten so many tomatoes, so many jalapeno peppers, and now I'm actually getting a lot of habanero peppers, but still not much success with zucchini. So I did have to get some of this today. I use it for veggie mix, and then a lot of times just to bulk up meals. It's really easy to just chop it up and cook it in a pan with some seasoning, and then I can mix it into a pasta or add it to a different bowl with some protein and stuff. So zucchini is always a nice veggie that I have on hand to make meals more filling, and it's 0 points. Then just a quick couple frozen things I got. I got this fire roasted pepper and onion mix. This is a nice one to have in the freezer when I don't have a veggie mix prepped. And a lot of the time I end up using it for eggs, or if I'm making a bowl and I don't have any veggies, this is really nice because it's got good flavor, and it's just pretty much a generic pepper and onion mix. Although I have tried some from the store that are freezer items like this, and I don't like them as much as this specific one from Trader Joe's. So these are really good and just a staple item I always keep in the freezer. Then lately I have really been enjoying smoothies at home, specifically with banana, pineapple, and strawberries. So I just use a fresh banana, frozen strawberries, and then frozen pineapple. And I recently had gotten this pineapple from Trader Joe's and pretty much went through it. So I liked how the frozen chunks are. They work really well for smoothies, and 0 points on WeightWatchers. I got some jarred roasted red peppers, and these just come in water, so they're 0 points on Weight Watchers. They have 5 calories for the serving of an ounce, and usually I'll just pull some out, let them dry off or strain them out a little bit, and then I chop them up and add them to a bowl or pasta. I really, really like these in tuna noodles. They also work well on sandwiches. They add like a good juiciness, even just with like some turkey or chicken lunch meat and a little bit of hummus, maybe some cheese. It's really good with these roasted red peppers. These are also 0 points, so I like to grab this from Trader Joe's. It's their canned tomato sauce. I like to use these for different pasta dishes and also to make pizza sauce. I'll usually just season it with some different seasonings. I've got some fresh basil in the garden, so that's been nice to just chop up and add to it. And then I'll use it for pizza and stuff like that, but it's 0 points, so that's nice and easy. Sometimes tomato sauce and stuff like that, when you buy like already made pasta sauces, they add sugar to them and stuff, so it's harder to find lower point options, and that's why I like to just make it myself with this. Sometimes I'll also add some tomatoes in too, because I like little chunks on the pizza or even with the pasta. So when I do that, I'll mix a can of these diced tomatoes with a can of the tomato sauce and then still add all the seasoning and stuff, but also 0 points on Weight Watchers, and it's just a nice item to have in the pantry. Okay, I actually didn't need much dairy today. I only needed some reduced fat shredded cheese. We've actually still got some of the light Swiss slices, which is the other cheese I like to get from Trader Joe's. This is 3 points for the serving of an ounce or a quarter cup. It's 80 calories, 4 grams of fat, and it's got 8 grams of protein in that serving. And I really like this cheese blend for eggs and for pizza usually, or if I make a tuna melt, or honestly any recipe that needs some type of cheese like tacos. It's got light mozzarella, light Monterey Jack, and light cheddar cheese, and it melts pretty decently for a reduced fat cheese, so I like to use this one a lot, and it's just one of those staples that I have in my fridge. I still have some mozzarella as well, so I didn't need to get more of that today, but usually when I go to Trader Joe's I get the light mozzarella as well because it's only 2 points for the serving. We did grab a new dip to try, so this is a roasted tomato lebne dip. It is a creamy and tangy cheese made from strained yogurt. It says use it as a dip, spread, or a topping, and it's 2 points for the serving of 2 tablespoons. So it's got some tomato in there, you can see, but it almost kind of looks like a tzatziki a little bit. I'm curious to see how this tastes. It is 45 calories for the serving of 2 tablespoons, 3.5 grams of fat, 3 carbs, 2 grams of sugar, and 1 gram of protein. And it'll just be something interesting to try. We'll probably just try it with some chips or crackers first, but maybe it'll work well in a rice bowl or some type of like pasta salad or pasta dish. We'll give it a try and see how it is. I did also grab this that I haven't tried before. It's their mango pineapple pico de gallo salsa. It just made my mouth water thinking about it. It looked really good, and I've just been on such a mango kick lately that mango salsa sounded delicious. It's got some tomato, onion, mango, pineapple, jalapeno pepper, and it's 10 calories for the serving of 2 tablespoons, 0 points on Weight Watchers. It does have cilantro and lime juice. I'm excited to try that. I think that'll be a nice refreshing snack, and I got some chips for it that I'll show in a second. Moving on to a couple protein items that I grabbed. This is their all-natural shaved beef steak. It is 4 points on Weight Watchers for the serving of about 4 ounces. Not a 0 point item, but it's for a specific recipe I'm making. I mentioned I want to do Philly cheesesteak. I'm gonna cook this up with some seasoning, and then I'll add some mushrooms, peppers, and onions, and a little bit of cheese, and it's gonna be so good. I'm getting hungry just thinking about it right now. For the serving of 4 ounces, like I said, it's 4 points on Weight Watchers, 200 calories. It's got 13 grams of fat and 21 grams of protein. It does have a nice amount of protein, and I'll usually just cook this up on the stove. It's just quick and easy to heat up and season it maybe with like some onion and garlic powder, salt, and then yeah, super quick and easy. I also got 2 pounds of ground chicken. I just get 2 of the same usually like this because I'll make a big batch of taco meat or chicken burgers or something, and it always just makes more sense to double it up so that we have some in the fridge because it holds up well in the fridge. And then I have options to build meals out of it. For the serving, it's 0 points on Weight Watchers for 4 ounces. It's 170 calories, 9 grams of fat, and 22 grams of protein. And I really enjoy that this is 0 points on Weight Watchers now because this one's 8% fat, and before you needed to get like the 98% to have it be 0 points. And I really don't notice much of a difference with the two. It's just much harder to find the 98%. So it's nice that the 92 is 0 now. It still has a great amount of protein. It keeps me full and it just helps me to stay on track when I incorporate incorporate meats like this. Okay, I got 2 different chicken sausages today. Specifically, I really wanted this apple chicken sausage for a recipe that I'm making. So it is 4 points for a link. They are 120 calories, 6 grams of fat, 7 carbs, and 11 grams of protein. And they're super easy to just heat up. Usually you can just cook them in a pan for like 7 minutes or so, or you can microwave them, but I'll probably just cook them on the stove, chop them up and add them to a bowl. They also work really well with like pancakes or French toast because they are sweet. And actually these ones have pure Vermont maple syrup in them. So I'm excited to have these. I've been craving this and it'll be good with the meal I'm having. I also got these chicken sausages because we really like these from Trader Joe's. They're filling and they're only 2 points per link. So these are their sweet Italian chicken sausages. They're 110 calories for a link, 3.5 grams of fat. They have 1 gram of sugar and 17 grams of protein. And I really like to use these with pasta. I feel like they go really well with some red sauce and then pasta, some type of vegetable, whether it's like a zucchini or bell pepper, but these are really good. And I like that they're only 2 points. They're pretty filling. Adam grabbed some of this pastrami style smoked salmon. This he likes to use with bagels, sometimes when I make 2 ingredient dough bagels, which I need to prep some of those. It's 3 points for the serving of 3 slices, so there's 2 servings in here. This entire thing is 6 points on WeightWatchers. For half the container, it's 120 calories. It's got 8 grams of fat and 12 grams of protein. And like I mentioned, this one's pastrami style, so it definitely has some seasoning on it compared to the other ones they have there. I think they have like an everything bagel one and then just kind of like a plain one, but this one says a unique smoke of apple, cherry, oak, and maple wood. He really likes this. I'm not a huge fan of smoked salmon. I've never really been a fan of smoked flavored things, so that's kind of why, but he enjoys this and it's a nice source of protein. Then we got some of these egg bites, which are really nice for a quick breakfast. They are 2 points for both bites on WeightWatchers and 150 calories. They've got 8 grams of fat, 7 carbs, and 12 grams of protein for both of them. And you just pop them in the microwave to heat them up for, I think it's like 60 seconds. And then it's a nice quick and easy breakfast, like I said. I usually save these for busy cookie mornings when I'm just working on a bunch of orders and I want something quick and easy. I'll usually do this with like a banana, or I'll make a protein coffee, and it just satisfies that craving for eggs. It's got a really good cheesiness to it that I like, but it's also just so quick and easy. So grabbed a couple of these. Moving on to a couple random pantry items. So, okay, I mentioned that I went there specifically for these. I have not run out of these in years. Like, I have made sure to stay stocked up on them because they are just my favorite product from Trader Joe's. And I used up the last package the other day, so I needed to get there quickly to make sure I had some on backup. These are their Thai wheat noodles. For the pack, it's 8 points on WeightWatchers, and each box comes with 3 packages. Sometimes I'll have 1 package to myself if I'm making a bigger meal, or sometimes I'll do 2 packs and then get 3 servings out of it with the vegetables and protein that I incorporate with it. But for 1 package, it's 310 calories, 2 grams of fat, 63 carbs, 4 grams of fiber, and 10 grams of protein. I really just like to add some type of protein to these, so whether it's shrimp or imitation crab or ground turkey or chicken. I sometimes will even do like blackened chicken, but then some type of veggies, so I'll add in some pea pods or some broccoli or peppers. Like, honestly, any veggies work with these, and then some soy sauce, and you just mix them up and turn them into a big dish of sesame noodles. One of my all-time favorite meals. It's one of my go-to meals when I can't think of anything, but I'm like, okay, at least I can incorporate some fiber and protein pretty easily. So that's why I always like to have these. And sometimes if I don't have noodles for ramen soup, I'll use a packet of these as well. This is 0 points on WeightWatchers. It's just their spiced chai tea. So this is the tea bags. I was looking at some of the mixes they had and they have so much sugar in them. I couldn't believe it. So I'm sticking to my regular tea bags that are just the black chai tea. And then I add my own ingredients to it. Sometimes I'll add even like a splash of my salted caramel protein shakes. Sweetens it up perfectly, but doesn't add too many points. Or sometimes I'll just mix in some milk and then maybe like extra cinnamon or honey or something. But I really, really like this. And now that it's starting to get into that season, I was craving some chai. Okay, next up we needed both some peanut butter and jelly. So usually we get the green one, which is unsalted. We decided to try the salted this time, but it is just their creamy peanut butter. The only ingredient is peanuts, and you can see it gets pretty separated, so you really have to mix it up before you use it. But for the serving of 2 tablespoons, it's 5 points on WeightWatchers. It's got 190 calories, 16 grams of fat, 7 carbs, 3 grams of fiber, 2 2 grams of sugar with no added sugar, and 8 grams of protein. So this is our favorite peanut butter to get. It's honestly really nice for apple nachos because it's pretty runny even when you mix it all together. I'll probably use it for that, but also I've just been craving a PB&J sandwich. So that's why we also grabbed some of these raspberry preserves. These are their reduced sugar raspberry preserves. So for the serving of a tablespoon, it's 1 point on WeightWatchers. It's got 25 calories, 7 carbs, and 6 grams of sugar in that serving. And I think they have another one, another fruit. I feel like it's like strawberry or something, but we really prefer the raspberry. And it's nice that they have the reduced sugar option. This is really good for PB&Js, or sometimes I just put it on toast when I have eggs in the morning and I just want like some toast and something sweet with it. But this is the raspberry preserves we really enjoy. Next up, we've got some freezer items. That's usually where we like to stock up when we go to Trader Joe's because they've got some good little appetizer options and stuff like that. But first item, this is mostly just for convenience when I don't have any jasmine rice prepped in the fridge. There's 3 bags of frozen jasmine rice in here, and you just pop them in the microwave for 3 minutes to heat them up. Each bag has 2 cups in it, so the cup serving is 6 points on WeightWatchers. And for that serving, it's 210 calories, 46 carbs, 1 gram of fiber, and 4 grams of protein. And I think they have a brown jasmine rice or just like a regular brown rice as an option too for the freezer items, but we really like the flavor and consistency and everything of jasmine rice, so I like to get this when we don't have any prepped. This is something new we haven't tried. I don't know why, I was just kind of craving it when I saw it. I don't know how big they will be, but for the serving of 4 of them, it's 6 points on WeightWatchers, so we'll see how they are. They are fish nuggets though, so I thought maybe even making like fish tacos out of these. Actually, this would be really good on some tortillas. I might end up doing that. But for the serving of 4 pieces, 6 points, 230 calories. It's got 11 grams of fat, 18 carbs, 1 gram of fiber, 3 grams of sugar, and 13 grams of protein. It does have some protein in it. I'm guessing it'll taste kind of just like fish sticks or even like a fish fillet sandwich you get from like a fast food place. So maybe it would even work as like a copycat fast food item at home. But we're gonna give them a try. Probably just heat them up in the air fryer and see how they are. Okay, this is a newer item that I have been loving. It's so random, I feel like, but it's in the freezer section, and they're shrimp noodle rolls. So it's shrimp and mixed vegetables wrapped in dim sum style noodles. For 2 rolls, it's 4 points on WeightWatchers, and there's 4 servings in here. If we split the bag, it's an 8-point serving, which is a little bit higher, but it's one of those things that I like to have now when we do an appetizer night. For the serving of 2 of them, it's 120 calories, 3 grams of fat, 19 carbs, 2 grams of sugar, and 3 grams of protein. And it pretty much is just shrimp and veggies in a noodle, but I really like them, and I just heat them up on the stove. Okay, this is another item that we like to have when we do an appetizer night. They are the mini chicken tikka samosas. So it's chicken, vegetables, and Indian spices wrapped in a crisp, flaky pastry. They get really good and crispy in the air fryer. That's how we enjoy them the most. For the serving of 4 pieces, it's 4 points on WeightWatchers, so each one is 1 point, which is usually how we try to make our appetizer nights. We try to pick a few different things that are like a point a piece. But for 4 of them, it's 180 calories. It's got 10 grams of fat, 14 carbs, 1 gram of fiber, and 9 grams of protein. Okay, these next 2 items are pretty similar, but we just always need these appetizers in the freezer because we go through them kind of quickly. They're nice to have as sides when we do fried rice or even like the sesame noodles like I mentioned, but a lot of the times we do them with the fried rice, and that's a meal that I make a lot because it's so quick and easy, but we really enjoy it. But these are the chicken pot stickers. So for the serving of 4 pot stickers, it's 5 points on WeightWatchers. It's 130 calories, 2 grams of fat, 20 carbs, 1 gram of fiber, 1 gram of sugar, and 7 grams of protein. And I like that these are nice and big in size for pot stickers. I feel like they're nice and filling to have the serving of 4 of them. Sometimes we'll even do less, but I usually just cook them up in a pan on the stove and then steam them. And they're a perfect side or just even an appetizer. Whenever we get noodles in company, we would always get the side of gyoza, and it was so expensive for however many you got. And these, I swear, taste the exact same. It pretty much satisfies that craving for that without having to get them from other places. We got some steamed chicken soup dumplings, and we each have our own package when we get these. It's 7 points for the entire thing. It's got 250 calories for all 6 dumplings, 7 grams of fat, 29 carbs, 1 gram of fiber, 3 grams of sugar, and 16 grams of protein. And it's another one of those things that just satisfies that craving for getting dumplings out at like a takeout Chinese restaurant. That's one of my favorite things to get, and usually much higher point than these. 7 points for them, I can definitely justify. They have really good flavor, and I like that they're filled with the broth that's in them. A quick and easy either appetizer or side that we like to have, or sometimes we kind of just make this the meal and just add something to the side with it, but I really enjoy these. Okay, then the last few things that we got. Trader Joe's always has Panda Puffs, which are one of my favorite things to add to yogurt bowls, especially when I want to do like a PB&J style yogurt bowl. I'll do like frozen strawberries or mixed berries and heat them up in the microwave, top them with some yogurt, and then put some of this peanut butter Panda Puff cereal on, and it's just the perfect combination together. For the serving of a cup, it is 5 points on Weight Watchers, 170 calories. It's got 4.5 grams of fat, 3 grams of fiber, 9 grams of sugar, and 3 grams of protein. But usually when I put it on my yogurt bowl, I'll just weigh out like a 2 or 3 point serving, and I'll just enter the grams and see how much I want to add based on that. I just really like this cereal. It's something different, and it adds a nice peanut buttery taste to my yogurt bowls. I grabbed these because I had gotten that pineapple salsa. So these are their blue corn tortilla chips, and for 9 chips, it's 3 points on Weight Watchers. I also really like to use these for nachos, but they're really good in fresh salsa and stuff as well. And I was gonna make some fresh salsa with the habaneros I have too. For the serving of about 9 chips, it's 150 calories, 7 grams of fat, 19 carbs, 2 grams of fiber, and 2 grams of protein. And one thing I really like about these is they are so salty, so they've got really good flavor. I just like blue corn tortilla chips in general, so it's nice to have this as an option, and I'm excited to have it in the salsa. Okay, they had some new items on the back shelf, so we did grab a couple of those. The first thing, this isn't super low point, but it'll be a nice, sweet, indulgent treat that I'm excited to try. They are dark chocolate covered cashews, but they have a hidden layer of sweet caramel confectionery coating. For the serving of about 7 of them, it is 8 points on Weight Watchers. They're pretty much a point a piece. They kind of feel big. They're 170 calories for that serving, 11 grams of fat, 15 carbs, 10 grams of sugar, and 3 grams of protein. I didn't even scan them in the store. I figured they'd be higher point, but it's just gonna be one of those things that I enjoy in moderation and when I'm craving something chocolatey or with caramel. So I'm excited to see how these are. Okay, then the last thing that we got was this snack mix, which this seems like it's got a lot in it. It has mochi crisps, sesame sticks, corn chips, wasabi style peas, waffle crisps, sesame seeds, and seaweed. I have such a hard time saying crisps, but this sounds really good. It looks like it's super seasoned. For the serving of a half cup, it's 6 points on Weight Watchers. It's got 150 calories, 7 grams of fat, 19 carbs, 5 grams of sugar, and 2 grams of protein. We really like the flavor and texture of mochi crisps, so I was excited to see that those are in here. Same with wasabi peas, although those are pretty spicy. So actually, let's go ahead and give this a try really quick. My camera's about to overheat, so we gotta go quickly. Oh man, all the mochi crisps are right at the top. Okay, oh my goodness, it smells like sushi. I'm gonna dig in at the bottom. Oh. So we need a pea, a sesame stick. I don't know, what's that one? Oh, the honeycomb? Or the waffle piece?
The waffle piece, yeah.
These look like Fritos.
Oh, yeah, they do.
Okay, so I got one of everything.
I think I did too.
Cheers.
Cheers.
It's got really good flavor. It's sweeter than I realized, like the mochi. And the wasabi peas aren't spicy.
No, it's got a lot of good flavor. It's like a lot of flavor.
Right? Okay, now I'm just hungry, so we're trying this salsa too.
Sweet.
And we've got some tortilla chips open. I'm not gonna open the blue corn ones yet because we need to finish these off. My chip's about to break. You're gonna get a lot of the pineapple.
Ooh.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Spicy? No?
No, it's got a good flavor though.
I was gonna say that's gonna be perfect on the fish tacos. I was saying with these fish nuggets.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
We're just gonna do it.
Oh.
And it was something sweet. It's like a full, oh, okay, wait, these are way bigger, see?
Oh.
These are a point a piece, but that kind of makes sense why. That is coated.
Dang.
Cheers.
Cheers.
It's got like the perfect amount of caramel flavor. At first I didn't taste any of it and I was like, this isn't caramel, but after.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, well, that wraps up everything that we got from Trader Joe's today. I hope you guys enjoyed this and found it helpful. If you did, please go ahead and give it a like and subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.